I thought you guys were pulling my leg. Respectfully, I didn't believe any of you. I literally thought you were joshing me until today. So this one's definitely a new one on me. 58 years on this earth, and I've never heard that before. Never. So not only did several of you folks tell me that this old orange line is plastic, or will become dry and brittle, and therefore not perform as much when it's been left over time, long periods of time. One of you even told me it was biodegradable, which I'm not sure is true or not. I think it's just plastic, but I could be wrong. Point being is that it wasn't the fact that it would get dry and get brittle. What kind of surprised me was just how many of you told me that if I took this spool and threw it into a pail of water for a day, 2 days, that it would kind of rejuvenate or rehydrate the line, and it would perform and last much longer in the same environment. That's a new one on me. And you know me, I believe you, but I'm a little stubborn, so I just got to figure this out for myself. So that, my friends, is exactly what I'm going to do today, or at least over the next couple of days. I've cut lengths of 3 feet. This is before I hydrate it. Let's do this. I'm going to take it around the property, and I'm going to go to different areas on the property and cut with this old line to see how long it lasts until it finally is completely unspooled. And then I'm going to take your advice. We're going to throw it in a pail of water, take it out after a period of time, and then we're going to do the rest of those same areas. I'm going to do kind of half of each area. One that's got a lot of rocks, some that's got brush, some that's long grass, some that's just regular grass, in and around different barriers or different impediments. And we'll do the same similar areas. And we'll see if you're right. I'll see you in 2 days. Marinated for 2 days. So apparently you weren't lying. I'd never heard this in my life, but I did it. And apparently it worked. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that plastic over time dries out, becomes brittle, and snaps easier. But I had no idea that throwing this thing in a pail of water for a couple of days was going to extend the life or its performance so incredibly well. Here's what happened. I used 3-foot lengths of string. I used it around the property, as you probably noticed, in different spots, some against rocks, some in thickets, some along the shore, along the back of the house, in different areas along gravel. And I left areas so I could do the second test. Threw it in the pail of water, as you saw, waited 2 days, took 3-foot lengths again, put it on, and here's the difference. Before I hydrated the line, so to speak, I got 9.5 minutes of operating or runtime out of that 3-foot length of string. After it was wet, I put it on, same thing, 3 feet. And not only was I able to finish the areas, but I ended up going into new areas to trim because I had so much and it lasted so much longer. Before I hydrated the line, I got 9.5 minutes of runtime. After I hydrated this standard orange line, I got 33 minutes of operating or runtime. So I guess you weren't just kidding me or joshing me. It actually works. However, the big question is whether the CF3 Pro is actually worth the extra money. It's twice the price of your regular standard trimmer string. There's only one way to find out, I guess. Right around the last week of September, usually the beginning of October, is the last time I cut the grass here and trim the property before I put everything away for the winter. So what I'm going to try to remember to do is I'm going to fill that pail with water again, throw them both in for a couple of days, and then try to do another test to see how much longer the CF3 Pro actually lasts between the two of them. Because maybe it's not worth the money after all. For reference, I purchased the orange string a year ago May, so I've had it hanging in my shed for about 16 months, and I picked up the CF3 Pro about a month afterwards, so 15, 16 months hanging in my shed. Question is, I don't know how long they were hanging in his shop before I got them. So hey, I just wanted to extend a big thanks to you good folks in the community for always taking the time to share your experiences and your expertise or ideas with other folks in the community. I've never heard it in 58 years, and I was actually shocked that it worked. Let's see what happens with that CF3 Pro at the end of the month. Have a great week with your families. Please be kind to each other. I'll see you again right here. I'm Gord Potter, and you've been watching GP Outdoors. Cheers.